Hey, what's up guys, Mashin here, come back with a brand new video for you guys. Now this video was going to be about the information I had recently got from my insider about CSGO cases, which is very important for investors, but then something came up and that thing was done explicitly by Valve. So I went out of my way to get in contact with the one person that does stuff for Valve that I knew I could trust. The sponsor for today's video is Loot Farm, a CSGO trading site that's been in the scene for 5 years and is specifically designed to get you the most value possible. Now all you have to do is log in with your Steam account and they're going to be giving you a $5 subscription for absolutely free called Trader Plus. And if you don't have any skins to trade, there's no need to worry. They're going to be giving you a 25% deposit bonus or a 30% deposit bonus if you're using crypto. Now Loot Farm likes to keep it exciting. That's why they have a random chance for you to score a bonus of up to 5% of your skins trade on every trade. They support CSGO, Dota 2, TF2, and Rust, and they've got an exciting auction feature which you have to check out. So why wait? Check them out with that top link in the description and grab that gift that's waiting for you. Now if you're familiar with my channel or you've watched me for a while, you've probably heard me mention my insider, and this insider is a very interesting person. They farm cases, they make a significant amount of money doing so, but most importantly, they're in all of the discussions when it comes to case farming all around the world. This is probably why they don't want to be publicly known, but they also do one very important thing, and that's make models of the CSGO case unboxing numbers. This is very important because they recently just sent me over a graph, which was the whole premise of today's video until we get to what we're going to be talking about later. But this graph they sent over is extremely important for case investors because it shows this, and that's the fact that the trend might be starting to pick up once again. Now this is the overall number of CSGO cases that are being unboxed minus the ones that are being dropped, and as you can see, it was very consistent for over a year. Basically, CSGO was running at about a 200,000 case deficit. Although this is a significant number, it's not exactly what I want to focus in on. I want to focus in more on what's happened since 2023 has started. As you can see, just less than a month into 2023, we were already starting to increase this deficit. It was just getting more and more massive until the CS2 hype came out and this thing absolutely exploded. We almost reached 600,000 cases being unboxed, more than they were being dropped every single day. And then Valve went ahead and released their Anubis package, basically to try and combat this from getting out of control. And it makes perfect sense when you look at this graph. This is exactly the point where the Anubis package came out, and as you can see, the instant change overnight, as we're starting to see a lot of people were opening up the Anubis package instead of cases. Makes total sense, but now we're starting to get to the point where we might be revisiting our past memory. We're seeing a very small start of what we saw previously. This is very significant, especially if you're invested into rare cases, because it just goes to show you the demand comes back once again for CSGO cases. We're currently sitting at around 300,000 to 400,000 of a deficit, which is double what we were consistently sitting at for all of 2022, and we saw some pretty significant growth during 2022. Attached with that, the person sent me a message that says basically they don't think that CSGO investors really have that much impact on the overall case market because the case market is so large and CSGO investing is such a small niche inside of it. After that, I want to take a quick minute to talk about the Faze CSGO team. Now if you know CSGO, you know that Faze is one of the top tier teams. Consistently, when you think about top 5 teams, they come up. They're just an absolute powerhouse, and people expected them to be expensive, but personally I can say I didn't expect them to be this expensive. If you want to look at the numbers Faze Rain leaked, he says that the team is costing them roughly $7 million per year. Now because we also have other leaked numbers such as Rop's salary coming in at about $40,000-ish per month, because we can go ahead and use his publicly accessible data because he lives in Estonia and figure out that number, we come to the conclusion that the team itself is probably costing them, we'll say $250,000. Now obviously that is based on the fact that each player is getting equally paid, which they're not, but I also think as Rops is one of the better players for Faze. I don't know exactly but it's something that's very interesting because that's a lot of money that doesn't seem to be lining up with the numbers that are publicly accessible, which makes this whole thing a little bit more questionable, especially when you take into the consideration that other people have had other problems with these numbers, such as the Smash number, which they say is wildly off what they think it should be. I don't know. It's definitely interesting. The biggest one I want to point out is the revenue, saying that they're making almost $6 million per year, which is a lot of money and shows to show you just how much money these organizations are receiving from capsules. Now to get to the point that you've all been waiting for. Basically, Valve has recently changed something to do with CSGO. CSGO, and this has to do with this one website called HackerOne. Basically, the website is used for companies to go ahead and find people who are looking to bug bust or find different areas of concern inside of their products and everything to do with that. And recently they made a change on there, which I'll tell you about in just a quick minute. But first, I want to tell you a little bit about what goes on with this website. Now, when you scroll through this website, you can see that a lot of people end up getting paid out by Valve, but one name kept coming up. That was the name Backwards. I kept on seeing backwards. So what I did is I tried to find Backwards, and I couldn't. They didn't have any social media, but through a little loophole, I was able to figure out exactly who this person was and get in contact with them to see exactly what they thought about this recent change by Valve that has everything to do with the end of CSGO. Now, if you're wondering what I mean by the end of CSGO, I legitimately mean the end of CSGO. On HackerOne, Valve went ahead and put up this right here, saying that CSGO is no longer going to be taking in new reports as of June 14th, 2023. And I saw this interesting tweet right here by Habshi saying that China thinks CS2 is coming on June 14th as well. I reached out and I was redirected over to this person right here, which I don't even know how to say that. And at least when I'm recording this, I haven't gotten a response back from that. But I did get a response back from Backwards about what exactly they believe this means. And they said that it's pretty clear that they're just getting rid of the CSGO app and replacing it with CS2, considering that CSGO is on source 1 and CS2 is obviously on source 2. Doesn't really make a ton of sense for people to be paid to go ahead and fix source 1. And that makes total sense, but that really wasn't the answer I wanted. So I went ahead and said, do you think that CS2 is X amount of days out, or this is just kind of a back of house clearing thing? And they said, I don't expect an exact date, but it's very possible that it could be soon to come around June 14th. Hopefully. Obviously, they don't know as well, but considering that they work somewhat closely with Valve, I would say their opinion is definitely very valid considering they know a lot about this stuff. They said the only thing we know for sure is CS2 is definitely replacing CSGO as the game. And then lastly, I asked them about their time on HackerOne and what they do with Valve, and they say they just looking for a lot of low-level exploits for all of the Valve games. I want to hear your thoughts on this. I think it's definitely very clear that CS2 is very close. Valve doesn't want to have another CS 1.6 and CS Source situation where they're splitting the people between two games. There's going to be a strong cutoff date, and this is exactly what we're starting to see here. The end of updates for CSGO is definitely something that's very close to being on the horizon. Very strong indicator that CS2 has to be right around the corner, or at least in my eyes, it has to be right around the corner. And that's the biggest thing. Comes down to personal interpretation, as always with everything in CSGO. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.